Dear students, welcome to lecture 2 of week 6, wherein we have been talking about risk and quality in export orders. In today's lecture, we are going to go into the details of quality assurance mechanism. Let us begin the journey. Let us first of all go through the contents of today's discussion. We will be first of all introducing the topic as well as the concept and importance of quality assurance. After that, we will talk about the objectives and components of a quality system, followed by a certification and inspection framework in India. In addition to this, we will also talk about role of EIC, QMS and other testing agencies. Subsequently, we will focus on pre-shipment and in-process inspection, which is an important element in quality assurance. After that, we will discuss the buyer-specific requirements and technology integration, followed by challenges in quality maintenance, and after which we will conclude our discussion. At the very outset, it is important to understand that quality is key determinant of competitiveness in international trade. What makes a good of a particular country competitive in the international market? It is the quality. We all can take examples of electronic items emerging from Japan. We can take the example of automobiles emerging from Germany. Now, these countries have become brand for some type of goods, and because of which there are now renowned countries in terms of specific products. This is the importance of quality in international trade. Even other countries' companies have started learning from those companies that are present in Japan, for example, with respect to electronics items. And quality is the factor which actually matters in the international market. Thus, it increases the competitiveness of the exporter and its products. Also, export market demand are adhered to strict specifications, safety norms and performance standards. Quality also includes that the product itself should follow all the international standard norms, safety measures and strict specification according to the buyer, and because buyer is present in a specific country, the country regulations related to the product must also be followed. For example, take the case of toys emerging from China. When these toys reach to United States of America and when these toys reach to African countries, because of differences in the regulations, monitoring and quality checks, obviously Chinese toys which are being exported to USA are more quality conscious than what toys are being exported to African countries, because the rules and regulations, monitoring and specification which are there in United States of America are very strict. They are all the Bureau of International Standards. Thus, exports market demand need to adhere to all these things, which again fall part of the quality control. Also, quality assurance ensures that product consistently meet buyers' expectation and regulatory requirements. What a buyer expects, why a buyer is purchasing a product from the exporter. Apart from the price issue, it is also the quality of the product itself. If the quality is not good, then buyer will not be satisfied and repeat trade will not happen. Thus, quality assurance is a systematic quality mechanism that strengthens exporters' credibility and minimizes risk of rejection or losses due to quality concerns. Let us now try to deeply understand the concept of quality assurance. Quality assurance is a planned and systematic set of activities to ensure that product meet specified standards. This planned way is transparent enough. So, between buyer and seller, this planning is transparent that the buyer is also aware that how the goods are going to checked for quality, and the seller is also aware the how the goods will be checked for quality. They are a systematic set of activities. Quality assurance is not about physical inspection only. It is also about checking the samples. It is also about the promises made in the export contract. It is also about the regulatory issues as well as the safety norms. The quality assurance key feature is that it focuses on prevention rather than detection of defects. That at the first step there should not be any defects, because if defects are found then the product will be rejected. The second important thing about quality assurance is that it integrates quality into every stage. That is, from designing of the product till delivery of the product, each stage contains the quality assurance scheme, which means at each stage the product will be judged according to quality. Thus, quality assurance enhances consistency, reliability, and customer satisfaction in export trade. Let us now try to identify the importance of quality in export trade. Quality in export trade determines market acceptance and brand reputation. We all know that market acceptance leads to the repeat trade for the exporter. And repeat trade is beneficial because it saves time, cost, and it is more reliable. Thus, market acceptance becomes a very important aspect of quality in export trade. Market acceptance gives repeat trade, which gives long list of benefits to the exporter. The second thing is it also determines the brand reputation. We all know that in the world of marketing, branding is become very important. The same product with branding can be priced higher in comparison to a product without branding. As the global citizenry concept has increased in the consumers are becoming global citizens, and global brands are becoming the norm. We all are aware about global brands such as iPhone, Apple, Hewlett Packard, HP, Microsoft, etc. Another importance of quality in export trade is that it reduces cost of rework, replacement, and complaints. Why complaints of products come? Because of inferior quality, because quality has not been checked properly. How many times does it happen that the customer feels frustrated when he or she has purchased a good but the good is not according to what it was promised? Then they file a complaint, then there is a return process of the product, then a new product will come. But if we see there is huge wastage of time of the customer gets frustrated and the trust of the customer on the company start to decline. So, no company should try to decline its value and waste time of customers. And to do so, it is very important to check the quality in export trade. The third point is Export trade ensures compliance with buyer and regulatory specification. It is also very important to understand that buyer and regulatory specifications are part of documentation, because with respect to certain specific type of goods, the specifications are very clear as per the rules. The fourth importance is of export trade is that it facilitates entry into high value and developed markets. If an Indian company wants to go and sell goods in a market which belongs to a developed country, for example, any European market, markets in Germany, France, Spain, markets in United States of America, they have to be very vigilant about their quality control. We can take example in this high valued and developed market, the example of Amul. Amul has recently gone to European market and it has launched its milk in Spain. If you see the advertisement of Amul in Spain, then the mascot of the Amul is playing football in order to relate with the Europeans, because Europeans play football and they love football like Indians love cricket. Thus, they have transformed their outlook, but they have worked according to the quality control measures of the European market. Then only they have been successful in selling milk in Spain. How many other Indian companies have been successful in reaching to European markets in terms of selling milk or other dairy products? This is a big question. This is again because of quality consciousness and assurance in export trade. Thus, if quality is given proper treatment by exporters, the exporters can reach to new, developed and high valued market. Another important benefit is that quality in export trade strengthens trust with foreign buyers and trading partners. Dear students, let us now try to talk about the objectives of quality assurance. The first objective of quality assurance is to maintain consistent product quality across shipment, which can be known as the reliability of the quality. Reliability means that each time the product is purchased or each time the product reaches in new shipment, if we compare shipment A and product is X and shipment B, product is Y, shipment A was in 2001 January and shipment B is in 2001 December. Reliability and product quality consistency across shipments mean that both the products X and Y, they are the same product but different shipment, their quality should match, their specification should match, their packaging should match, and all this should be across the shipments. The second important objective of quality assurance is to comply with buyer requirements, technical standards and safety norms. What is the requirement of the buyer? This is the first thing, because at times if the requirements are not matching with the export contracts, then the contract can become void and the exporter may face huge losses. Similarly, technical standards, for example, if it is a computer, what will be its dimension, what will be its screen size, what will be the ratio of the screen, etc. And then the safety norms, particularly safety norms are very important for all the hazardous goods, where the licensing is also required. The third important point and the objective of quality assurance is to reduce rejection rates and after sales complaints. Again, we have been talking about that rejection is not a good indicator for the exporter. The first disadvantage of rejection is that it is a closed door indicator for a repeat trade, that if there is a rejection, there is going to be no repeat trade and exporter will face consequence opportunity of profitability. Then after sales complaints also require huge cost. Why at the first place give a product wherein there can be after sales complaints? Let us improve the quality, because after sales complaints require human resource, which means a cost, as well as other cost like replacement cost. Now, why to increase the cost and reduce the profits? Thus, quality consciousness and quality assurance is again very important. The fourth objective is to improve process efficiency and reduce the wastage. And the fifth objective is to enhance global competitiveness and long term trade sustainability. Dear students, let us talk about components of an effective quality system. The first component is policy. That is, clear quality objectives should be aligned with export goals. The second is the process. There should be a clearly defined production through a process and along with inspection procedures. The third is personnel, that is human resource, which refers to the skilled workforce which is required with continuous training. The next is testing. Regular inspection and quality verification is also an integral part of quality system. Documentation, the traceability of the product, records related to production and quality and reporting mechanisms, and finally the feedback system for the customers, wherein corrective and preventive actions can be taken through a proper systematized process. Dear students, let us now try to differentiate between quality control and quality assurance. With respect to focus, quality control talks about all the detection of defects. On the other hand, quality assurance talks about the prevention of defects. As we know, prevention is better than cure. This is the better approach than this approach. Second, with respect to timing, quality control starts after production. On the other hand, quality assurance remains throughout the process. With respect to approach, quality control is reactive. That is, when things go wrong, then quality controls comes into play. On the other hand, quality assurance is proactive, which means that before the loss happened, the exporter is quite vigilant in the process. With respect to responsibility, quality control is about production or inspection team. On the other hand, with respect to quality assurance, it is organization wide that the quality assurance responsibility is dispersed. With respect to goal or the objective, the goal of quality control is to ensure product quality. On the other hand, the goal of quality assurance is to ensure process quality and reliability of the product, which means the repeated product should be consistent in its quality. Let us now try to focus on quality certification framework in India. The first is Export Inspection Council IEC. This is the apex or the top body for quality certification of exports in India. The second is Bureau of Indian Standards. These are the national standards where setting are made of these standards, as well as it acts as a certification agency. The other type of organizations include APEDA, MPEDA, Spices Board, and some other type of commodity specific agencies. These are commodity specific quality authorities. Then we have a very common, that is FSSAI, which is the organization and agency which regulates food quality and safety. Taking certifications is very important. All these certification ensures products conform to required standards for international trade. Let us now try to focus on export inspection and certification procedures. Export inspection is conducted under the Export Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963. The export inspection is mandatory for notified commodities. Notified commodities comes under this act, and generally these are the commodities that requires specific inspection because they may be related to security, they may be related to chemicals, they may be related to some precious metals, certain kind of drugs, etc. Also, quality checks at production, pre-shipment and post-production stages is part of export inspection. On the other hand, certifications are issued upon compliance with specific standards. Certifications are also important because they reduce the need for inspections. Any exporter can apply for self-certification after proven track record, which means if an exporter is dealing in a type of commodity and over the years the reputation has been impressive, then an exporter can give certification to its own products, and that is based on the reputation. Let us now try to focus on role of Export Inspection Council. The Export Inspection Council operates through export inspection agencies across regions. Their role is to implement quality control, inspection and certification schemes. These export inspection councils have approved laboratories and testing facilities where the goods of exporters are being tested. The export inspection councils also issue certificates of inspection and health certificates from the time to time and as and when required. These are also recognized by major trading partners under mutual recognition agreements, that is MRAs. Dear students, let us now focus on the role of quality management systems. Quality management systems ensures process-based approach for consistent quality. They have a common framework which includes quality standards such as ISO 9001, ISO 22000, ISO 14001. These quality management systems promotes continuous improvement, accountability and transparency. Quality management systems also enhances global acceptance and buyer confidence. Not only this, but quality management systems also supports exporter eligibility for international tenders and supply chains. Let us now try to focus on product and process certification schemes. The product certification confirms conformity of final products with standards and specifications. On the other hand, process certification includes verification adequacy of production processes and controls. Examples such as hazard analysis and critical control points, which is used for food safety, goods manufacturing practices, which is for pharmaceutical, and conformite European, which is CE marking, which is applicable to European Union. These certification schemes of the product and process are required for regulatory compliance in a specific market. For example, Conformite Europe is for the European market. Thus, certification signals reliability and reduces buyer's inspection cost. Let us now try to focus on agency-based and in-process inspection. The agency-based inspection are conducted by external authorities or certification bodies. In addition to this, there are in-process inspection that includes continuous quality checks during production. The agency-based and in-process inspections ensures early detection of non-conformities as well as reduces post-production rejections and delays. Agency-based and in-process inspection often mandated often are mandated for sensitive goods like electronics, chemicals or food items. Let us now try to talk about pre-shipment inspection mechanisms. Pre-shipment inspection mechanisms are conducted before goods are shipped to verify compliance. They may be required by buyer, importer's government or insurer. The pre-shipment inspection mechanisms covers quantity, quality, packing, marking and labeling. These inspection mechanisms are also the different types of certificates that are issued by agencies like SGS, BBQ or EIA in different markets. These pre-shipment inspection mechanism strengthen buyer trust and facilitates customs clearance at destination. Let us try to see the role of laboratories and testing facilities. The laboratories and testing facilities provide technical evaluation of product quality, safety and performance. These are accredited under NABL, that is National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories. These laboratories and testing facilities support exporters in meeting product specific standards, as well as they facilitate corrective action and innovation through data analysis. The importance of laboratories and testing facilities can be identified from the fact that international recognition of these laboratories and testing facilities ensures credibility of test results. Let us now try to focus on buyer-specific quality requirements. Many buyers specify private quality standards that may be beyond the national regulations. These may include packaging design, labeling, durability and eco-compliance, that is environmental compliance. The exporters must integrate buyer requirements into production plans. Failure to comply may lead to rejection, penalties or loss of contracts. Thus, the continuous dialogue with buyers ensures clarity and adaptability. Let us now try to understand the role of technology in quality monitoring. In the times of digital economy, there has been an increasingly use of technology in quality monitoring in the international trade. The use of ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning, as well as the IoT, that is Internet of Things, are being used for real-time quality tracking. There has been use of automated sensors for process control and deviation alerts. Not only this, data analytics for defect analysis and predictive maintenance is also being applied in the times of technology. Blockchain enabled traceability for global buyers is increasingly being used by exporters. All these technologies which are now being used enhances efficiency, transparency as well as accountability. Thus, the exporters should always try to experiment and use these emerging technologies. Let us now try to focus on what are the challenges in quality maintenance. The first challenge is that due to diverse and evolving international standards, the exporter has to deal with different types of standards. So, this is one of the challenges. The second is for quality maintenance, certification, testing, and compliance are required, which are costly. Thus, for small and medium enterprises, this is a challenge, though governments are providing assistance in this manner. The third challenge is inadequate infrastructure and skilled personnel, and lack of skilled personnel is also a challenge. The fourth challenging point is the variability is the fourth challenging point is the variability in the quality of the raw material, and thus the supply reliability of the raw material. And finally, it is important to balance speed of delivery with rigorous quality control in order to capture new markets. Dear students, let us now conclude whatever we had discussed in today's lecture. We have discussed and understood that quality assurance is integral to sustaining export competitiveness in the global trade. We have also learned that quality assurance requires systematic procedures, institutional coordination, and continuous improvement. We have also learned the need and importance of national and international certificate, and we are convinced that these certifications enhance the market credibility of the exporters. Not only this, in the times of technology disruption and invention, technology adaptation and proactive quality culture ensures global acceptance, and thus exporters should always adopt new technology and emerging technology. And finally, we have reached to a conclusion that a robust quality system builds the foundation for reliable, risk-free exports. Dear students, thank you very much for being with me in this session.